Two wrestlers battle with cards in order to win the greatest show on earth, the Super Show. Keep your competitor card nearby and shuffle your decks. Keep the Crowd Meter of dice between you and your opponent. Each player draws 3 cards, then rolls a die. Check the result against your competitor card. The player with the highest number draws a card and goes first. If there's a tie, both of you draw a card, then roll again. The competitor card shows your wrestler's rating in 6 categories: power, technique, agility, strike, submission, and grapple. Depending on the card played, you'll check the rating on this card. There are 3 types of cards: lead, follow-up, and finish, and 3 types of moves: strike, grapple, and submission. You need to start with a lead card. These are simpler moves where the wrestlers are getting a feel for one another. If your opponent has the right stop card, they basically block your move. Discard the stopped card, and the opponent's card is now the active one. The game is simply that. Roll to see who goes, play and resolve a card, then repeat. As long as you started with a lead, you can play leads or follow-ups. Finish cards cannot be played until you have at least 1 lead and 1 follow-up currently in play. After you play a finish card, roll the die and resolve the effects on your card. Your opponent has 3 rolls to try and tie or beat that number, just like a 3-count pin in a wrestling match. If they fail, you win. If they succeed, all cards in both player areas go to their discard piles. Flip the Crowd Meter card. It's now more difficult to break out of a pin. In addition to winning with your finishers, you can also win by countout. If you have no cards in your hand and draw a deck at the start of your turn, you win by countout. There are a few other rules, but this gives you an idea of how to play. Roll dice, play cards, and pin your opponent. That's the Super Show. We've played the Super Show around 20 times as of this review, and our average game is just under 20 minutes. You'll definitely be able to play this on weeknights. You have hands of cards, draw decks, discard piles, play areas, a Crowd Meter deck, and need space to roll. The thing is, it sounds like a lot, but it isn't. You could play this on a coffee table. I wouldn't bring this to a restaurant, but you could play this during lunch at school or work. There's quite a bit of reading, and there's very simple math. The game is really about reading and playing cards, rolling dice, and matching the colored symbol to the number on your cards. If you can play the Pokemon trading card game or entry-level modern board games, you can handle this easily. 7 and up. On Sunday at Origins 2018, we walked around before the show officially opened, saying our hellos to friends, and visiting a few booths we had missed. We saw a few tables and a sign advertising the Super Show. We were like, this looks pretty cool. The guys from SRG Universe asked us if we wanted to play, and we agreed. Once they went through the rules, they went into show mode. They rang a real ring bell and did play-by-play. For the 3 count, one of the guys slid onto the table. 1, 2, 3. My gold standard destroyed Mom's EDM. The commentator even leaned next to Mom and said, "Don't quit your day job." It was one of our favorite experiences of any convention we've been to. The Super Show feels like wrestling. You start off slow with moves to set up later ones. You'll sometimes go back and forth, or sometimes see one wrestler hit the other for a while before you play a stop card to end their pressure. If you land your finisher, but the opponent kicks out, the play area resets, but the crowd gets pumped up. I absolutely love the way the Crowd Meter is tied into this. The box sets come with full wrestler decks, new Crowd Meters, and different match types. And there are a ton of sets. The wrestlers feel different from one another. There are additional wrestlers with their main cards and finishers, meaning you can build your own decks for them. There are also single move cards to swap with the move cards in the decks. It's kind of like Pokemon that I mentioned earlier or Magic the Gathering. Playing with pre-made decks is fun, but making your own great one that fits the wrestler is a game on its own. Oh, and I need to mention, the wrestlers are men and women. Very cool. Most of them are fake, created by the company, but are based on famous wrestlers. Some of them are actual indie wrestlers. Some of them have since signed with WWE. They have the one and only Ricochet and Matt Riddle. Bro. The gameplay is really fast. Turns last a few seconds, so there's no downtime. Because you can stop moves and try to reverse, you're always paying attention. It's a 2-player game, but there are rules on the website for Fatal 3 and 4-player games, tag matches, handicap matches, and more. Pretty cool. Okay, I've said a lot of good things, but here's something really bad. Things cost more from smaller companies. We understand that. Shipping is also really high. $30 US with shipping for 4 cards means it doesn't make sense for us to order online. Instead, we back their Kickstarters and pick up things at conventions. I really like the Super Show. It certainly helps being a wrestling fan, but I think even those who don't follow the wild world of sports entertainment might still find the customization and fast gameplay enjoyable.